Hey guys, we're here for a new episode of the show that is yet to be named. I'm here with Johnny Donuts 777. We're talking top five James Bond movies, stipulations. You can only have five no ties, and an honorable mention. And then we'll talk about some things if we feel like it or not, whatever.
Sure.
So let's just start off. And you're going to start it off.
I'm going to start off number 5. Excellent. It's The Man with the Golden Gun.
All right, so my number 5. Okay, so my list is like basic. I love James Bond like more than anything except Batman.
It is your favorite movie franchise.
But I'm a pretty basic bitch when it comes to James Bond. Number 5 is Doctor No.
Good one. Number 4 is License to Kill.
All right. My number 4 is From Russia with Love.
Number 3 for me is For Your Eyes Only.
All right. Number 3 for me is Skyfall.
Number 2 is the 2006 Casino Royale.
Number 2 for me is the 2006 Casino Royale.
Oh. And number 1 is Goldfinger.
Number 1 is Goldfinger.
The best Bond movie ever.
Yeah, it's the best
has to
Bond
be.
movie. Come on.
Just like the music list.
I mean, we had the same. Well, we only had one the same on the music list, but
our number 1 was the same.
that's true. And this one we have 2 and 1 the same, and all of you are wrong. No, but
Because Goldfinger.
yeah,
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
exactly. See, he gets it. This guy gets it. So I guess what's your honorable mention?
Okay, my honorable mention is Diamonds Are Forever, just because it's such a weird movie, and it has Crispin Glover's father in it, Bruce Glover.
Is that why it looks exactly like Crispin Glover?
Yes, because it's his father.
I never questioned that. I just thought Crispin Glover never aged, and somehow wasn't.
Nope, that's his dad, Bruce.
So they're both
the one that
just
sets the
weirdos.
Bake Alaska on fire. That's him.
They're both weirdos. That explains so much. All right. Well, mine is Thunderball. I said, I'm very basic. If you put a Sean Connery
one had a
movie
very
in front of
weird
me,
premise.
yeah, I mean, it is, but it's one of the most popular books.
Mm-hmm.
It might even be the most popular book prior to like people watching the movies. They remade Thunderball as Never Say Never Again.
Never Again. When they brought Connery back, was it late 70s, early 80s?
I mean, yeah, you would think that's the worst Bond movie, but at least for me, it's not. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
This is a thing. So, we're talking about Bond movies now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of them, except for maybe Die Another Day, are
that one was pretty. That's the Halle Berry one, right?
Yeah. I don't think any of them are what you would say are bad movies. The problem with Bond movies is they're so long that it's like even just an okay one might not be worth putting up with because you're going to sit there for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I really want to watch this okay movie for 2.5 hours with Roger Moore?
Yeah. Like, do you really want to sit for 2 hours, 47 minutes and watch Moonraker?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'd rather watch The Saint.
Good film.
Yeah. But I mean, okay. So let's talk about what we have in our list. So you have The Man with the Golden Gun.
Yes. Christopher Lee is Scaramanga. I love Christopher. Yeah, I love Christopher Lee, right? So it's like, how could I not put him on the list? I came close to having one of each era Bond. The only one I don't have on my list is Pierce Brosnan. And it was a toss-up. It was a toss-up between GoldenEye and Man with the Golden Gun, but just because I like Christopher Lee so much more, it's just such a weird movie. And I don't know, Man with the Golden Gun. You know, you always chose Golden Gun when you're playing GoldenEye in N64. Hit kills, right?
It's funny because that's what always made it stand out to me as a kid, was that in the game, that was the best gun. So when you would see the gun in the movie, you're like, oh, that's so cool. But like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan.
It wasn't the gun. It was him. He was the hitman, Scaramanga.
Yeah, but he has the gun.
It's a gun. It's the gun.
Yeah, it's definitely the gun. Okay, so what was your number 4?
My number 4 was License to Kill. It was such a dark movie.
Yeah,
It was the darkest Bond
that's the one with
film.
the wedding, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's where like
Where
Felix
they
Leiter
kill,
becomes
was it
prominent.
Leiter, Felix Leiter's wedding, and they kill
Yeah.
his wife.
That's where he becomes a really prominent character. I mean, I
Yeah.
believe he's in Doctor No.
Felix Leiter makes sporadic appearances.
Yeah, and like now he's like a set as a character
Yeah.
in the new.
Is it Jeffrey Wright that plays him now in the
Yes.
current? Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
I like Jeffrey
Commissioner
Wright.
Gordon, you know.
Yeah. The
Um,
Watcher and What If.
yeah, exactly. Not a big fan of that series.
Review coming soon.
Yeah, probably. I mean, what else do we do? What's your number 3?
My number 3 was For Your Eyes Only.
Okay, For Your Eyes Only. That is
that one was a Roger Moore film with that was I just like because of the scenery, the skiing in the Alps and all that.
does that have Jaws?
No, that one actually
Spy Who Loved
had
Me?
was
I
it
think
that
that
was
was
The
Jaws.
Spy Who Loved Me, but that one had a young Julian Glover in that film.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
How do I not remember any of this?
Yeah, he was a very young Julian Glover.
You're just like dropping people out here.
Yeah, Julian Glover. Well, I mean, is around the just before he did because Julian Glover was also in what's it called? Was it Indiana Jones, Last Crusade? He was the villain, and he was the villain in this too. He played Christos or something like that, the Greek billionaire.
Do you know what that I like that movie?
And I had to pick that because that has my favorite car, the Lotus Esprit Turbo.
Is that when it goes underwater?
That was the other one. I think that was The Spy Who Loved Me. It's the same car, but the next model. Yeah.
Next model, yeah. I mean, yeah, those Lotuses are fun. It's funny because like you see how James Bond evolved through his cars. It's like, and in the beginning, it definitely wasn't like an advertisement. But you could tell later, like in the Roger Moore era, that like, oh, Lotus paid you to do these ones, and then all of a sudden he doesn't have a Lotus anymore.
Same thing with Pierce Brosnan with the BMW series. Yeah. Now they went back to the Aston Martins.
I mean, I feel like you have to.
It's classic, yeah.
It's like a representation of the character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we have the same 2 and 1. So I mean, Doctor No, I have at 5. That's a classic. That's the first Bond movie. I think it's unapologetically different than the other Bonds because it didn't even know, it had no idea of the direction they were going. It's a lot more gritty. It's a lot like darker in tone.
Well, that's why I picked License to Kill. It didn't feel like a Bond movie.
But that's what they tried to do, right? And they tried to go darker with those, and people didn't really catch on to it. But I mean, Dr. No, if he's not Bond yet, he's not the suave guy. He's kind of just like a brute, really good at
arrogant.
Being a spy.
He's very arrogant in this movie. I found.
I like that.
But it launched a franchise. It can't not be there. You know what I mean?
From Russia with Love is the point where this franchise got pushed to the next level. So that's why it's my number 4. I think it's also one of the best crafted Bond movies in terms of story.
Yeah.
It's very, and once again, I would say the stride of Bond is not discovered until Goldfinger, which we both have at number 1.
Yeah.
Skyfall I have at 3. For me, Skyfall and Casino Royale are very close. I think the story of Skyfall is so much better, but I think the way Casino Royale plays out as a movie is just better, and it established this whole new way. And the fight scenes in it are awesome.
And who could have ever thought a card game could have been that intense?
Right? I mean, when you have Mads, anything is possible. But
anything is possible.
We both have Casino Royale, which we have. So Goldfinger. I mean, Goldfinger is the, no pun intended, the gold standard
for James Bond. It is 100%. That's like, I mean, there's so many. That's where, like I said, that's where the iconic line came from. That was that famous scene where that's in that scene when he says that line is when he's lying on that table, which everybody has used that trope with the laser slowly going up to his crotch kind of thing. That trope has been used in any time you want to spoof a spy movie. It's always that trope.
It's funny because you're absolutely right. And I feel like that is the movie that inspired everything that came after.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like any spy movie that came after Goldfinger is like directly inspired by that.
Yeah,
The
the whole
elaborate plots,
robbing the gold exchange, Fort
yeah,
Knox, like
huge
everything.
elaborate
Like,
plots explaining what you're gonna do.
yeah, the criminal, Goldfinger himself, he's explaining to his,
Yeah,
like, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do now. Like,
that's so smart, guy. Yeah, it's James Bond. He's gonna escape.
yeah,
Sean Connery, also the gold standard of James Bonds.
that's him at his peak as James Bond.
Oh man, and it's funny because a lot of people don't know he is already old at that point. He was already
almost,
he was like in his
like, in
late
his
30s,
Yeah,
wasn't he? He was like
I
40
think
years
30s,
old.
early 40. Yeah,
Yeah, because
like,
I know
which
he
I
was
mean,
like
Daniel Craig is almost 50 doing this movie now.
yes, but Daniel
Back then.
Craig from Casino Royale. I know this is there's makeup, okay, but from Casino Royale to this point now, doesn't look that much different. From Doctor No to Diamonds Are Forever, holy crap, he aged like big time.
And he lost all his hair. Didn't he wear a hairpiece?
I believe so. Because then in Never Say Never Again, he not only looks old, but he also looks like they tried to cover up how old he was. So that doesn't help
because
either.
Never Say Never Again, that was in the 80s. By that point, he's already in his late 50s, early 60s, isn't he?
He would have been like 60 because when he passed, I believe he was like 90.
90. Yeah. And this is a movie that was like 35 years ago.
Hold on, I'm gonna check that one.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Never Say Never. Oops, I spelled that wrong. What the hell? Oh, 1983. Okay.
Okay.
So
he was born in what, the 30s?
What's his name again? Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, was it 28?
He was born in 30.
Okay.
So he was 53.
53.
Okay. So, but I mean, he looked like he was 75 at that point. Strangely enough. And
yeah,
I mean, does anyone even remember that movie? Like, let's be honest.
It was made for TV, wasn't it? Like, specifically made for TV. That was the Broccolis that didn't have the rights to that one or something, right?
The rights for Thunderball were, I believe it was like public domain or something, and he bought it.
Yeah.
Or somebody bought it and then tried to make a movie with him, and they planned it all out to be released at the same time as I believe it was A View to a Kill.
83, yeah, sounds about right. Because For Your Eyes Only was 81, I believe.
Yeah, whichever one it was, and they released like close to each other, and Never Say Never Again made money. It didn't lose money. Like, people were wanted to go see that movie, so that's the way she goes.
Yeah, that one was not the Broccolis and Eon Productions. That was Sean Connery. That was his project. I
mean, the Broccolis are a big cause of why the James Bond franchise fell apart. Of just constantly trying to push. I mean, we were supposed to get Brosnan as Bond earlier. We got Timothy Dalton instead.
Right.
Because Brosnan was caught up doing Remington Steele, I believe, and couldn't get free. And then you had, I want to say it was a 6-year gap between that and GoldenEye, which is, I believe at that point was the longest gap between Bond movies.
Yeah, because I think License to Kill was 89 and GoldenEye was 95, I want to say.
Yeah, it was like 95 or 96, something like that. GoldenEye's a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have anything
else. It follows that basic formula. Sean Bean plays the bad guy as always.
No, wait. Spoilers. Sean Bean dies as always.
That's true too.
That's like his specialty.
Or does he? Does he?
Why are you gonna spoil it for all the people?
Go watch the movie.
Anyways, Boromir. Is that who we played? I don't even remember.
Sound the horns of Gondor.
Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what your favorite Bond movies in the comments below, and get ready for more Bond.